Good morning everybody. I reviewed this watch in the early part of last year. After watching the review, I've decided to revisit the watch, primarily because my original review was pretty awful, and secondly, I've had more time with it. The original review has now been deleted. Relio watches are designed and QC checked in-house, although the parts and manufacture are outsourced. I believe it's their intention to eventually build their own watches, but this may be a while off because the Solstice is their first watch. So welcome to my unpaid, unsponsored and very unprofessional review of the Relio Solstice. Okay, on with the dimensions. Well, it's got a 38mm case, it's got a 20mm lug width, a lug to lug of 46mm, a depth of 12mm, and size for my 17cm wrist, it comes in at 128 grams on this bracelet. There we are, there's a presentation package. It's actually very similar to the Tissot box, quite premium. For those interested, my watch of the day is the Christopher Ward C5 Morven. What a lovely piece. As you can see, the crown is signed. It's about 6mm, it's well knurled, it screws down and it operates the watch very well. It also hand winds very well. The engagement's good, but not as good as something like an NTH or a Christopher Ward, say. It's got 150 metres of water resistance, which is ideal for this type of watch. And inside it is a Miyota 9039. Now that's the date-free version of the 9015, so there isn't a ghost position. Now it's a high beat movement, so it's 4 Hz, ticks away at 28,800 beats per hour. It hacks, it hand winds, it's very reliable and regulated correctly. These are very accurate. The positional variance isn't as good as a Swiss equivalent. Now let's have a look to see how it's behaving on the time grapher. There we are, very nice set of figures, plus 2 seconds a day, low beat error, good amplitude. Now it's got a domed sapphire with anti-reflectant coating, but the case is absolutely fascinating. As you can see at the top there, it's got this polished fixed bezel, beautifully horizontally brushed on the top, but it's the sides that make this. Look, they're cut out either side and bead blasted, so not only does it look interesting, it resists scratches. Now it fits perfectly on the back of the wrist, it's only 46mm lug to lug. On the underside, the screw down back is also sapphire, and that's something you don't get even on more expensive watches quite often. Screwed down, and as you can see, I'll bring that up closer, there's some basic information about the watch. Let's have a look at this beautiful dial. As a matter of interest, these also come in teal, both are real showstoppers. It's a sunburst fume. Now at the top, just under the 12, you can see that subtle R for Relio and Relio printed underneath. And at the bottom, Solstice and automatic. Now the indices are applied, they're long and they're chiselled. Inside them a generous application of BGW9, and this watch has got a very good loom. Let's have a look at that loom. Moving on to the bracelet. Well, hands up, I'm a bit of a sucker for a good H-link bracelet. Now this isn't a good H-link bracelet, this is a fantastic H-link bracelet. It's beautifully brushed, it's got a solid end link which fits absolutely beautifully to the case, both sides, and it's female, so it articulates absolutely beautifully. The rest of the links, needless to say, are solid, and they're screw pins and very well engineered as well. It's superbly comfortable. Now the clasp they originally put on this watch, the prototype, was pressed, but fortunately they moved on from that and they put this clasp on. It's the one you quite often see on many quality micro brands. It's got 6 micro adjusts, it's fully milled, it's very secure, a double presser there and a flip lock. It's a tad bulky, but it's good all the same. Possibly, moving forward, I think Relio should have a look at what Phoibus are doing. Price and value for money. Well, the watches were released in early 2021 and they were originally priced at $375. They're presently on sale for $399, but if you live in the UK you need to factor in duty, VAT and postage, etc. Now, I actually got a better deal from the microbrand store, who at the time were offering a $10 discount and free postage. It arrived within a week, so I was quite impressed. So is the watch good value for money? Well, the specification, unique design and finish would certainly indicate it is. However, I'm surprised in early 2022 Relio still had some stock. Of course, I don't know if that's the original stock or if they've restocked since. There were no QC issues when this watch arrived. There really isn't much I'd change about it, although I do believe Relio may have missed a trick when they didn't make a grey or a black version. Now, as much as I like the red and the blue, those with more conservative tastes may want something a little bit more toned down. As far as lights go, well, where do I start? The dimensions, the fit, the finish are absolutely bang on. The watch looks stunning and the specifications just fantastic for the money. Now, it's evident that this is a bespoke watch rather than the combination of existing parts just taken from a shelf and screwed together. Now, it's easy for me to tell people that watch X, Y or Z is a keeper, but I genuinely can't imagine flipping this one. Seriously, if you're looking for this type of watch, a watch that can be worn in all situations, and one that's unlikely to be worn by the guy next door, have a look at Relio. Now, this is their first attempt, and what a marvellous attempt it is as well. I'm really looking forward to the next offering. Now, that brings me to the end of this review. If you'd enjoyed it, please press the like button, consider subscribing, leave your comments below and enjoy the rest of your day.